Yeah, I think we are live. Let me just tell. Good. Benji normally is doing it and is now on vacation, but we are live. Ask him to confirm. Good,
Okay.
my friend. Good. Confirm that we are live. Good. Are you ready?
Yep, totally
Let's do
ready.
it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
We are live already. It's such a pleasure to have a good friend here with me, Rahul, representing TrivolveTech. And really, my objective starting all this podcast was to bring to you a little bit the people working on enterprise adoption and the work they are doing and how their work is going to meet the KPI, the 2030 KPIs by the product committee. So while the first three interviews with great entrepreneurs in the ecosystem, bringing enterprise adoption, what's special with the work of Rahul and TrivolveTech is that they bring in actually government adoption. So that's even a different level and youth scale. It's a pleasure also to do this kind of discussion between us while in India. It's really amazing for me to be in India. Unfortunately, we wanted to do it in the same room together, but will be next time. I'm now in Mumbai. Came for one of the projects we are working on with Syngenta and farmers. I'm going to participate in a conference and here together. So Rahul, great having you, sir, with me.
Hello, Yoram. Firstly, thank you. Thank you for the opportunity for letting me be in this place. And it's a pleasure talking to you. And it's also a pleasure talking to the Cardano community through this platform. So, yeah, to everyone, I'm Rahul. I'm the founder and CEO of TrivolveTech. We do multiple solutions based on Cardano. And yeah, that's just about it initially.
Good. So before, I mean, you have, we'll dive into, before, first of all, I will say that both of us are not fans to be always kind of in the front in public. And I
Never,
think a lot
yeah.
of, when we speak about government adoption or business adoption, a lot of it is kind of done between people and not necessarily everything in public. But this is why it's so important to have you here and really explain the process and the work you are doing. I would like to start just with India. I mean, I'm so amazed every time I'm here. I see the huge progress and development and the investment in infrastructure. And like every time I come, I see the growth potential and the massive scale of India. So maybe if we can start with saying, I mean, what's the opportunities you see for Cardano in India in terms of the
Yeah.
scale?
Yeah. So let's start with what India is actually doing with the technology sector right now. To just begin with, it's been 2 days since a summit called AI Summit happened in New Delhi, the capital of India, where multiple CEOs of Google, Microsoft, and Sam Altman from OpenAI, and multiple other people have come. Anthropic CEO, everyone has come to the event just to give out a statement that they are going to invest in India, and every one of them are planning to invest in India. So, take for example, Sundar Pichai, the CEO of Google, has openly stated in front of our Prime Minister that they're going to invest $15 billion in India to set up an AI data center in the south of India. So that is one massive scale. So I'll just give you the scale of it. It is going to be the largest AI data center in the whole world outside of the US. So that is the scale with just Google itself. So think about Microsoft also coming to India and Anthropic coming to India, and OpenAI has set up an office in New Delhi. So there's a massive tech influx is happening in India. So just to begin with, the scale is huge. More than 150 to 200 billion dollars of investment is going to come to India in the next 3 years, not more. I mean, it's
Uh,
massive.
It's massive, and not only that. I mean, India recently signed a huge deal with Europe about
I'm going to come
reduction of
out that
taxes.
next. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So
please.
the India, Europe, yeah. So that is the tech part where all the CEOs and the technical companies have come. So going up even bigger level, so India has signed a great. They're calling it the mother of all deals. India has signed a deal with EU, Europe Union, as they claiming it. Even the European and the Indian government both are claiming it to be the biggest deal ever, not just comparison to any deal. This is the biggest deal ever, where a huge influx of amounts of capital coming from Europe to India, and also a lot of tech talent going from India to Europe. And not just in the tech sector, they're also planning it to do in the manufacturing sector as well, also the energy sector. This is going to be massive for a country like us. So we are in a good position right now in the global standards as well. So it's good that the government is totally inclined towards the tech, and it always makes our work easier.
And I just heard half an hour ago actually that there is a deal signed with Brazil, and in the
Yeah.
public announcement, Modi mentioned supply chains, and he mentioned actually
Yes.
blockchain as well,
Yes.
which is
Yes.
incredible. Um,
Yes.
and so, yeah, I mean, people need to come here to understand the scale. But maybe if you bring the scale a little bit to your work, like when you speak, maybe if you can tell us a little bit more about um, the at least one
I'll
or
give you
two
a I'll give you
projects.
a
Yeah.
basic opportunity of blockchain technology in India. I'll just talk about the category of blockchain technology in
Perfect.
India. So we are a 1.5 billion people. It's huge. We have 28 different states and 8 different union territories, where each and every state has its own government, and each government has multiple different sectors ruling millions and millions of people each. So they have a lot of tech sectors right now ready, and everyone are interested to get on to a blockchain solution. So it's a great push from our prime minister as well. So everyone are looking at blockchain and AI partnership in together to make the systems better, more tamper proof, more new tech savvy. And this is the opportunity we have. I don't think I can even mention the scale of what opportunity we have for blockchain technology in India, just in India. I'm not talking about any other country as well.
One thing that I came across is that people, when they speak about blockchain, they don't speak about crypto actually. When you speak about crypto,
Yeah,
they really want to speak about how to implement this technology to better
yes,
serve the country. And
exactly.
and and just to give again a part of the scale, and I want to hear from you, but I will give the one of the project we kind of discussing is agriculture supply chain, where the pilot is with 100,000 farmers. I mean, that's the pilot, right?
Yeah,
In every other country, this will be the biggest project,
yeah,
and here it's a
yeah,
pilot. But
yeah,
yeah, let's dive a little bit. If you can give us a sense of scale with the two projects you are involved in with the government,
yeah,
that will be
yeah.
great.
Sure, sure. So we've started with forensic management systems, our project, which is on Cardano mainnet live already. We've started it around 6 months ago, I guess, around 5 to 6 months ago. We've already done 60,000 plus, if not 65,000 plus mainnet transactions already. So our solution, as I've spoken before, government has multiple different layers of uh, uh, niches, where each and every niche got to use a solution of blockchain. So we've just tapped into one government and one niche. So imagine tapping into multiple different sectors and multiple governments. So with just one sector of a government, we're able to crack multiple tens and thousands of transactions on Cardano mainnet. It doesn't matter the price doesn't matter for a solution like this, because this solution changes and adds real good value to the governments, first to the governments, then to the people who are making use of this solution as well. So this, as you've clearly mentioned, Yoram, this is not crypto we're talking about blockchain as a technology. So this forensic management system has been used as a technology, and it has done 60,000 of transactions within less than 6 months, or around 6 months, I guess. So it's massive. The price doesn't matter for the solution. Even if the price is up or if the price is down, it doesn't matter. The solution is running, currently running as well as we speak right now. So the scale is massive. I'm just talking
Yeah,
about one pilot project.
it's very important what you mentioned. The price doesn't matter. It's because
Yeah,
from your solution you manage to create more efficiency. So if they are not using
yes,
the system, they will spend much more, right? Or there will be
exactly.
many issues. But because your solution actually answer a real need for them, the price is marginal comparing to the benefit that they get, right?
Yes,
Is that
yes,
correct? Yeah,
exactly. Yeah,
yeah.
of course, it's correct. So how we approach is we basically go and we add value to them. That's when they're happy and ready to use it. We provide this as a solution rather than anything else.
Perfect. And how tough it is to get a deal with the government? I mean, normally we speak about enterprises. For me, it's like 2 years work to onboard a big enterprise,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
how tough it is.
You've definitely known how tough it is to get a deal from the government. So you might have known, but to the people who are actually watching it, it is pretty tough. I can definitely say that it is very difficult. Also, the projects which we talk about openly are the projects which we've been working on since past 2 years. So we've
Yeah,
been working on these projects since past 2 years. After everything has come into place, everything has been done and dusted. That's when we put it out to the public and talk about it. Before that, we're not even allowed to talk about it because it's a huge process. It's massive, as you've mentioned clearly. Enterprise adoption itself is very difficult, and you've known how hard it is to crack an enterprise, and cracking a government is, I feel, it's hard as well.
yeah. So the timing takes a lot of time.
So
Then you
one
need
more
to
thing,
create
why
trust.
I
Yeah,
just I just need to add one more thing. If I am
of course.
talking about a project today, uh, you can even imagine that I've worked on this. I, as a team, our TrivolveTech, a team, has been worked on this project since past 2 years or more. So that's when we are able to talk about the project today. So that is the scale it requires, and as the scale is also bigger, it takes a lot of work and time.
Yeah, it's amazing. And I just want to mention here, we went a little bit public also that actually through Project Catalyst it was funded, but that's also a
Yeah,
very
yeah,
complex to be public, first of all. And thanks to Project
yeah,
Catalyst, obviously, that got funded to start the project. But I think a lot of the business adoption on Cardano, or in business in general, we need to find also additional formats when we can actually progress with the business and be in public when it can be public, because
yeah,
otherwise it just make another layer of complexity. So need to be accountable, obviously, for the ecosystem. That's very important, but we need to find also to create business tools that actually enable to negotiate the deals and do the deals behind the scenes and then go public. Just that actually done now by the founding entities on the Pendag kind of deal and the infrastructure for DeFi,
yeah,
right? So
yeah,
and so it's kind of similar.
yeah.
The
I
trust is
also,
yeah.
yeah, I also feel
Please,
that
please.
being open to the Cardano ecosystem is very important, because it's because of the Cardano ecosystem I as a Trivoltech or any other good company is working on Cardano perfectly, is just because of the Cardano ecosystem. That is the part which we should never forget. I believe our company or our team believes that we have to always be open to the ecosystem. So that's why I've mentioned that we work a lot behind the doors. Once all the work is done and we are ready to talk, that's when we put it out in the public and we talk about it. It's not that we
It's
just put it
amazing.
out in the public and just shy out of answers.
Yeah, that's amazing. I agree with you. So even it's such an important point to explain to people, because even sometime when something goes into Project Catalyst as a proposal, it's not that you just wrote a proposal 5 minutes before. It's like 1 year and
No,
a
no.
half year of work before
Yeah,
actually getting approval for them to put it the proposal in public. It's already a
yeah,
huge achievement,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Especially from a
yeah,
government entity or enterprise, because they are putting the name out and kind of in public that everyone can see. But
yeah,
yeah, it's 1.5, 2 years of work before that.
yeah.
And it's building trust, and they actually need to trust you, and the solution has to really answer a need. And
True.
that's and I think that's what you achieve. Can you tell us? I mean, this project alone, like you mentioned, 60,000 transactions in 6 months. Where can it go? Like, I mean, how big it can
I
go?
mean,
This one alone.
this is so for the record, this is just the pilot project. By the way, it
Hmm.
is just the beginning, and it is the first of its kind. And this alone is doing this much of transactions. I don't think there's an end to this. It keeps on going. I mean, there's no end to this kind of solution, this end-to-end solution. So I feel this is a good way of getting into multiple governments, as having this as a pilot, and putting we are actually showing this as a pilot, and we've been presenting it to multiple different governments as well. I can't tell which governments and what governments what are we doing, but we are currently in parallel doing in talks with multiple governments as well as we speak today. This has been a great success for us. This success has been given to us by the Cardano ecosystem. That is the reason why also the Catalyst has helped us, give us a good platform where we can talk, and we can talk about the project to the ecosystem. So I first thank Catalyst for this. And next, the ecosystem is all that matters to us, because of their support, the project is up and running. So I feel it's great. I really want to thank all of these people for helping us out.
Perfect. No, and so I 100% agree with you, and I will jump to the second project that already you also managed to get approval for, and also
Yeah,
close to my heart, which is the Indian
yeah,
chain. Maybe you can
yeah,
speak a little bit about that and where you are with that project.
yeah. With Indian chain, the things are moving very, very fast. Uh, it also is going to be of a massive scale, because we're talking 5-6 million different farmers which are going to use Indian chain once it's out in the public, once it's out in the government sector. So the scale is almost far bigger than we spoke about before. And Indian chain is a great solution where we actually provide great value for the farmers of the sector, and we also give a great credit access to them as well, as currently they've been robbed. I call it rob, or you call it whatever that is, but they've been robbed out of their pockets, as there's no proper fair credit system accessible to them. And with Indian chain is going to be a great tool for all the farmers, where we are going to be accessible for all the farmers, and we're going to reduce the loan APRs from 60 to 70% to 6 to 7%.
Yeah.
So the scale is going to be massive. More than anything, at the end of the day, we're adding good value to the farmers. They're going to give us good food produce for us, and it is going to be good for the whole world, not just one sector of people.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, 5-6 million is small because in India there's 150 million farmers. So you're taking, I mean, it's huge, right? And
Yeah, yeah,
it's huge. And if you think about it, the farmer ecosystem is a decentralized ecosystem. You have a lot of small farm holders, and there is
yeah.
complete inefficiency of transfer of information. And this is why
Mhm.
the prices are so high of loans, for example, or insurance or whatever it is.
Yes, yes,
And through
yes.
blockchain, you're able to reduce this efficiency and to increase the efficiency and provide loans at a much cheaper rate, which will increase the resilience of the farmers, and which is incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's the stage of this project, if you may share with us?
It's the technical part, or the technical part of it is almost done. So I could call it 40-50% is almost done with the technicalities. So for each and every stage of technicality, we always talk to the multiple officials and we make sure everyone are in the same line, everyone are aligned in the same sector. So we keep, so as and when we talk, we I keep on going to these meetings, and we always make sure everyone are in the same page, and we build accordingly. And also it should have a good value to the Cardano ecosystem. So we manage both sectors. So this is how it's going. Currently, we're at 40-60% of the technicality process.
Perfect. And just to add, I mean, this is again another collaboration, government-based collaboration, right? Or
Yeah.
yeah. So it's incredible. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it's really incredible. I want to touch something interesting about this specific, topic, which I think is important. And you mentioned a lot the Cardano ecosystem, and I think collaboration and is something that will be extremely important to win together and to do things together. And we speak a lot about different collaborations between the ecosystem, because around agricultural supply chains, we have efficiency of information, we have finance, insurance, stable coins, oracles. There's a lot of things that can come together, right? And it's
Yes.
not one
Yes.
app
Yes.
that will win, but once one project scale, we can all basically, it will bring multiple solutions that are needed.
True. True.
So just wanted to touch that, and we speak a lot about that also with the project I'm working on, and I mean, which is basically a trust layer of information on the Cardano blockchain that can then create these efficiencies and connect to finance, insurance, and other. Maybe you want to speak a little bit about that, because I know you are, for many things, you organize events, onboard enterprises, support the ecosystem in so many ways. So maybe you speak a little bit about that as well. And don't be modest.
Yeah. Sure. We do multiple events. We do multiple things for the ecosystem. It's what we believe as a team in TrivolveTech is we first put. I mean, yeah, everything matters. Everything matters, but we always put Cardano first and then everything next. So that's how we approach. Yes, we are in talks with government, and we always put Cardano first as a solution. So for that, we need to make sure we host events, let people know more about Cardano ecosystem and what actually happens inside the ecosystem, and not just ADA as a coin. ADA as a coin, retail, yes, retail do know about it. It's no it's a very big coin. It's generally in the top 10, and it's a very big thing. But as an ecosystem, and how do you build applications on Cardano, all these things matter for the adoption. And we make sure we keep hosting events. We make sure we even sponsor multiple events whenever events are happening. And we make sure that Cardano has a voice. Either I or few members of our team, we generally go. We talk to multiple developers, and we also collaborate with multiple Indian companies, Cardano Indian companies, and we host great events. So that's one way where we push or we let people know more about Cardano.
Yeah, and I think that's important, because I don't know if people realize there's many developers on Cardano that are based in India in different locations.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there's a lot of teams, and there's a lot of teams working on solutions. So I think that's also very important. So India can represent both onboarding developers, which are needed, as well as actually enterprise adoptions and government adoption, which is even
True.
more
True.
massive.
True.
But
So it's
I
it's
wanted,
always
yeah.
yeah. Yeah. Please. Please.
No, I mean, you're doing such a great stuff. What would be? I mean, I want to go for a second just for the challenges again. I mean, one challenge is obviously the time, but
Yeah.
for me, like, how many of these discussions, like in parallel, you have? For example, do you have many discussions and some of them are not fruitful, or some of them say,
Yeah.
okay? I mean, what's the other challenges you have with onboarding government or enterprises?
Not every discussion turns fruitful. Not every discussion turns into a solution. So that's the first point. And while going into a meeting, we always talk about the solution rather than the technology behind it, or We don't talk much about Cardano or whatever that is, but we first talk about the solution and how the solution is going to add value to it. So the blockchain setup will be behind bars. So they wouldn't need to know about the blockchain. The end user. So take for example, the farmer is using Indian chain. They wouldn't need to know much about it, but they are still using it. So
Yeah,
we make sure we talk about the solution first. We make sure the solution actually adds value to everyone's lives and the government as well. And and once everything is done, everything is okay by both the parties. That's when we project Cardano as a technology. So we
yeah, and
talk Cardano as a technology. We say that we'll be using a technology called a blockchain technology called Cardano because of the multiple reasons of their downtime or what. I mean, and we talk more about it in the later stages of the project. So first we make sure we approve the solution. Once the solution is approved, that's when we talk about the technologies which we are going to be using inside. And
perfect. That's
also
perfect.
while using the technologies, there are a lot of discussions that why are you only using this technology, why can't you use that technology? And there has always been a back and forth discussions. We always pitch Cardano as our primary for that for the solution. Yeah.
And I want just to give one anecdote of your commitment. I remember we were planning to be together actually in Japan when in the event
Mm.
period, and the
Yeah.
travel was planned and everything was set. And
Yeah.
then you got
Yeah.
a meeting confirmed with the government and said, look, I need to cancel everything and go to this meeting.
Yeah.
And because you cannot say no to a meeting like that, right? And you don't know what will be the
Yeah.
outcome. It might be okay.
Yeah.
And I just want to just an anecdote of the commitment, but to people to understand what's the how much effort is being done to get these high level deals in.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we
yeah,
never generally talk about the process. We always talk about the solution in the face of it. But generally, talking about the process is actually tedious, and we generally don't mention about the process. So it's good that
but I
you are
want
talking about the process.
yeah, I wanted people to understand because I'm not sure, people see sometime, a treasury request or a proposal on Catalyst and say, what is this? But I mean, there's so much work behind that, and to get to where you got with actually working on few concrete projects with the government, it's really a huge achievement. And I would want to take that to actually the potential of that. Like I look on the KPI of 2030,
Yes.
done by the product committee based on the
Hmm.
vision, and it's kind of indication of the KPI of the ecosystem, like 1 million active users, monthly active users, 27 million monthly transactions, 3 billion TVL, and so on. Like each one of your projects could basically achieve the KPIs by itself of the 2030. I'm not saying that it's easy. I mean, it's very complicated, but each
Yeah.
one of them
Yeah.
have the scale, right? So
Yeah.
what do you think? I'm
The
dreaming, or is
scale
it
is
possible?
massive. No. The scale is actually massive. It's not you're not joking about it. It is actually true. The scale is actually pretty huge. As I've mentioned before, just the pilot project called FMS has done 60,000 plus transactions within less than few months. So imagine an Indian chain coming onto Cardano mainnet. Once it's on mainnet, it is also going to do massive transactions as well. So we're not going to just stop with Indian chain and forensic management system. So these are just the start of it. So we also have planned multiple other projects as well. So we, as I've previously mentioned, we are currently in talks with them, and all of the homework, hard work is going behind the closed doors. And once everything is approved, that's when we are able to talk about it. And the scale is massive. I
Yeah,
can
and
definitely guarantee you that the forensic management system is just the beginning of it. I can definitely guarantee you that.
I know it's not easy. I mean, obviously, it's not easy because there's a lot of things have to happen now. But definitely, the potential is there, and I can definitely imagine within the 2030 KPIs and even before that we get in the Indian chain and the Syngenta project and Zengate. I mean, I can imagine 1 million farmers using multiple Cardano dApps, stable coins, again, oracles, finance, insurance, FIDA, and Zengate, which is transparency. Actually, Zengate is very important there because the agreement with the EU, transparency of the supply chain will be very important for compliance. So I can imagine, really, in 2 years, 1 million plus farmers happening through your work and the collaboration with other dApps. And I don't know, does that make sense to you? Is that something you can see?
Definitely, that definitely makes sense because collaboration in this sector is very important. Once the collaboration, I mean, all these are organic collaborations because every one of them are working in a different sector, but at the end of the day, everyone are working in an agri-tech environment and also on Cardano. So all of these collaborations definitely do matter. And once the collaborations are actually good, I mean, our life, the scale is going to be massive. I think just the agri-tech will definitely reach more than 40-50% of KPIs, which are planned in 2030 by the product community of Intersect. I feel agri-tech plays a quite huge role for the ecosystem, for great adoption for a regular person who doesn't even need to know about blockchain, but he starts using it. He or she starts using it. So that will be a great value add.
100%. I mean, on this we can speak for hours, and
Yeah,
I want to keep it short. But I think we will need to have some more specific information to the ecosystem about that and show them a plan how we actually going to achieve it. In addition, but yeah, I mean, I hope we were able to. I want to keep it kind of within 30 minutes, and we are at time. So I hope we were able to explain a little bit the incredible work you guys are doing. Obviously, it shows how much you love Cardano and dedicated to Cardano during the discussion, and the potential actually of the work here to make huge impact on the ecosystem with real world solutions. Yeah, I just hope we were able to pass this message, because you need to be here to see, I mean, and to understand the scale of things while you speak with people. I mean, and
yeah,
and again, I will come to what I started. India, the infrastructure India is building, like you have internet everywhere. Every farmer,
yeah,
everyone in the city have smartphones today, have internet
yeah.
access. I mean, the infrastructure is massive to enable this growth, and really,
Yes.
really impressive. There's anything last words you want to say about that or about your work?
Yeah, nothing. Last words, I would love to thank you for having this space. Firstly, thank to you. And as I've said before, and I'm saying it again, I'll say it again in future as well. I definitely love to thank the ecosystem, and it's our responsibility as builders, you, Yoram, or I, or any other builder in the Cardano ecosystem. It is our responsibility to talk about our projects and explain our projects openly to the ecosystem. It's not their responsibility to listen, but it's our responsibility to talk about it. And I also thank each and everyone who supported us, all the ecosystem, and also the Catalyst as well, for providing a great platform for all these projects to come. And yeah, that's it. That's about it.
Yeah, I agree with you. We need to speak about it. And again, we started that we are both a little bit shy about speaking, the work, and
Yeah,
we want to show the results first and then
yeah,
speak. But you are definitely showing the results already. And really thank you for, coming and speaking about it and sharing the experience. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to work more with you. And I think you will have huge impact on the ecosystem, you and your team and Charan and TrivolveTech.
sure.
So thank you very much for your time, sir, and keep it up.
No, thank you. It's my pleasure.
Okay.
Bye
Thank
bye.
you, everyone. Hopefully, we gave you some good value here, and we'll talk soon. Thank you.
Thank you.